Hello and welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Library. Before we get started, we'd like to thank TV47 for allowing us to let the community know about our programs and services. So thank you, TV47. And today joining me is Reverend Charles Sims. He is not new to our area at all, but he is now the pastor at the First Presbyterian Church here in Sylacauga, and we're glad you've joined us today.
Thank you.
Good.
Appreciate you having me.
Good. Well, before we get started about the church, go ahead. Were you about to say something?
Well, I was going to tell you, I'm delighted to be linked with the First Presbyterian Church here.
Yes.
I'll tell you more about that down the road.
Okay. Just briefly, I know you said you brought a whole stack of papers of things y'all are doing at First Pres is what I want to say, First Presbyterian Church. So we'll get to that in just a minute.
Sure.
You've got a lot to tell, but
Right.
Tell us about yourself, about your family.
Okay, I grew up in a little town called Fayette, Alabama, in northwest Alabama. It's about 45 miles northwest of Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
And I was the last of 7 children, the baby of the family.
Oh.
And then, of course, after I finished high school, I went off to the University of Alabama, thinking I was going to pursue a career in business, but that's another story, which we will get to a little bit later.
Yes. And you're married to
Sandra,
Yes.
and wife Sandra. We have 3 living children. We had one daughter, Ellen, who many of your viewers know, who was killed tragically in an automobile accident. We have a son, Steve, who lives here. He has a business out on 280. 280. It's Horn Patterns, and a son in Dothan who is with the Farley Nuclear Plant, and then a daughter in Georgia, near Atlanta, Roswell, Georgia. Mm-hmm. And then we have 6 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren.
Oh my goodness, how fun.
Yeah.
Maybe you
quite
get
a family.
you get to see them pretty
We're going to get together again here. We usually meet at the house on Huntington Drive after the celebration of Thanksgiving. Family comes in and we have a good time getting together.
Have a house full. That sounds
You
fun.
bet.
That's great. Now, you said, tell us about becoming a minister. You said there's a story there.
Yes. Well, as I said, I wanted to pursue a career in business, and I had worked for Richard Theaters Incorporated and had done a lot of publicity, public work, and promoting their theater openings and various activities associated with that industry, and I came to love and appreciate the business aspect of that endeavor, and I began pursuing a career in or studies in business administration. However, I came home one weekend, and the ladies that were accompanying us at that time had invited us to a youth revival. Well, I went reluctantly, but it was during that time that I came to faith in Jesus Christ, and I still wanted to pursue my business degree, but gradually, in some mysterious way, it became evident that the Lord had something else for me to do, and He sent my life in another direction, and I realized it was the ministry, and so I began shifting. I transferred from university to what was then Howard College at Samford University, and I did my undergraduate work there in preparation for my seminary work. So, and
went on to seminary.
We went on to seminary,
yes.
And anyway, after seminary, I've pastored a number of churches. I was not always a Presbyterian. Okay. I was raised a Presbyterian, but the Presbyterian Church in Fayette, I think there were 6 or 7 of us young people, and they were not very missionary minded, and subsequently the church eventually died, so it left us with the option. But we went on to the Baptist Church, and from there, of course, I eventually my roots are in Presbyterianism,
Yeah.
but I'm indebted to the Baptists for a lot of the theology that I learned, particularly at Samford University. They have a great school of theology there. Anyway, I became a Presbyterian. I've been a Presbyterian minister now for since the early 80s.
Okay,
And
good.
I know I'll take that back since the late. I'm trying to remember as I track back. It was the late 60s. But
Okay, great.
and I have served churches. The last church I had was in an installed pastorate was First Presbyterian Church in Gulf Shores, and I was there almost 13 years until my retirement in 2001. And then I trained to become an interim minister, thinking I would do that.
Right.
And I went to Montreat and got my interim specialist certification.
Okay.
And then I've been doing, I did a stint at Unity Presbyterian Church in Weogufka.
Okay.
Delightful community, wonderful group of people. And then from there I went to the Memorial Presbyterian Church and served there almost 3 years as their transitional pastor. And then following that I went to Oakmont in Hoover and served there for almost a year.
Okay.
And then, of course, I did a number of supply gigs, as they call them, at different churches.
Yes.
And then finally, in 1st of September, I took the responsibility here at First Pres.
Well, that is nice. That's nice. I never thought about being a certified interim, but it's different, I would think, from being a full-time pastor.
Yes, it is.
So there is a lot.
In a sense, it is. Interims usually, under the Presbyterian governance, it is only for a period of 2 years. And an interim cannot become the installed pastor.
Oh, okay.
So there's some restrictions there for that. But what the interim basically does is to keep the machinery, so to speak,
Yes.
working, keep it worship and the various
Yeah.
committees functioning, and provide pulpit preaching and
Yeah.
pulpit supplies, etc. And it's an awesome responsibility because it really determines the direction when transition comes
Right.
to the new minister. So
That is great to
Yeah.
keep the group together. Like
Now-
you said,
now
an
the-
awesome responsibility.
there are several divisions of that type ministry. There's interim, there's stated supply, there's just supply. And when I became the minister at First Pres, my certification was in contract with the Presbyterian. The church was stated supply, which is set up for a 1-year tenure, and it's you can renew that at the end of the year if both parties are in agreement. So,
Yes. Well, that's
yeah.
wonderful. I know they are thrilled to have you there. We're going to take a quick break,
Sure.
and we'll be back to talk a little bit more with Reverend Charles Sims.
Recycling, it's nothing new, but how many of us actually do it? What's the point? Every time you toss out something that could be recycled, you're throwing away money. Recyclables are valuable, and when items like these are recycled, they are sold to businesses and made into new products. Alabama's recycling industry employs thousands of people, and more recycling equals more jobs, which equals more money put back in your local economy. See, recycling just makes sense. Let us show you how recycling works in and for Alabama.
Hey y'all, Jim Green from TV47. You can now catch us on the internet. We're streaming live at TV47.tv. All of our great programming, whether it's Daybreak with Jimmy Dale, Matt Coulter, and Around the Track with Matt, or I'll be on with Coosa Valley Magazine and a whole lot more too, right here at TV47, now at TV47.tv on the internet. Whatever device, you can watch us right there at TV47.tv.
In Alabama, finding a place you and your family will love comes naturally at any one of our beautiful state parks, where you can stay and play. Alabama state parks provide opportunities for adventure on the water, in the woods, and even just hanging around. Whether you want to explore the foothills of the Appalachians or wade into the warm waters of the Gulf, Alabama is a natural delight. To learn more, call 800-ALAPARK or visit alapark.com.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, and I've been talking with Reverend Charles Sims. He is the pastor at the First Presbyterian Church here in Sylacauga. Now you were telling me you guys are very active and involved in, and have a lot of different activities going on. Tell us about some of those.
Okay. I have a number of them listed, and hopefully I can get around to all of them.
Sure.
Let me begin by mentioning Bridges, which is a partnership we have with the Sylacauga Family Alliance, or the Sylacauga Alliance for Family Enrichment. And it's a program that develops individuals or helps and assists children and families in collaboration and cooperation, developing them academically, socially, emotionally, physically, and vocationally. And they meet at the church in the afternoons, and they are provided a meal and also instruction. The program provides help for, or serves students, I should say, in grades 4 through 8. They come from Pinecrest Elementary, from Nichols Lawson, and B.B. Comer and Comer Elementary Schools. They're provided with homework, with academic tutoring, community service activities, music, art, nutrition.
They come to us about twice a month. I do programs for Bridges.
And they just do a variety of things, which is extremely beneficial to the children and ultimately to the community.
Yes, it is a great program.
Another outstanding program that we have is with the Angel Tree, and Joyce Wickman, one of our members, is going to head that up this year. It is a program that our community, or our church community, responds to people in need and the call to ministry. And many churches, not only ours, but other churches, make commitments to this particular program. Right now, we're told that there's approximately 2.3 million children who have mothers and fathers in prison. And that number is huge. But it's also an opportunity for the Christian community and the church community. So the Angel Ministry primarily focuses on the children of those who are incarcerated. And we provide them with a variety of gifts and so forth.
That's wonderful.
And keeping in mind that Jesus said, whoever welcomes a little child welcomes me.
Yes, oh yes.
And we're also partnering with the Care House. The facility that they meet in and provide ministry in belongs to the Presbyterian Church, and is a joint effort on part of all of the individual churches in the area. And the specific purpose for the Care House is to provide food, as you know, clothing, as well as spiritual guidance to people who are in need, and we have a multitude of them. And of course, our outreach goes beyond the community. We have a partnership in the Congo where we donate generous amounts of money and other resources to help them in the ministry there.
Oh, wonderful.
We also have an annual event called The Pig. And
I've heard of that.
Yeah, this is usually before Halloween, and they used to roast a whole pig, but that got a little bit burdensome. So what they've done now is just provide barbecue from one of the local barbecue
Sounds
places.
Delicious, though,
Anyway, it's been a fun thing through the years, and we of course had it this past October, and it was well attended, and we enjoyed that.
Is it just a social time, or is it a
pretty much
fundraiser?
Social,
That's wonderful.
And we had entertainment. We had a musical group came and entertained us, which was real good. We also support Presbyterian Home for Children monetarily and through gifts. We collect clothing, we collect supplies. In addition to financial resources, we give them generous amounts of clothing and other items for the work there. Gift bags are usually a part of that ministry. And we have a special needs program, which we're getting geared up for right now. It's a special needs Christmas party for the children at the ARC.
Oh, yes.
And we're looking forward to that. That's coming off in December the 3rd.
Fun.
Yeah. And of course, we host a number of outside groups who are not directly linked to churches, such as Weight Watchers. Heifer International is another program, mission program that we do. We have also hosted just recently the Coosa Valley Medical Center Auxiliary Banquet.
Oh,
And,
how fun. They're
yeah.
a wonderful group.
Oh, they are indeed. They are indeed.
Yeah.
And we held a breakfast for the Sylacauga Aggies football team, and that was quite an event. So there's a lot going on there. And invariably, you know as well as I that we have people who come to our door seeking assistance, and we try to provide counseling with them and direct them to agencies that can meet what specific need they might have.
Well, that is wonderful. Sounds like y'all are doing some things within your church and
Right.
doing lots of things in the community and internationally.
Right.
That is great.
Well, the partnership we like to think of ourselves not only as a connectional church, but as a worldwide mission-linked church, because all of us are seeking to better the lives of those not only here, but other regions of the world that are not so fortunate as we.
That's right. Well, I know I have on here that y'all hosted World Communion Day, which was
Yes,
just a
we
few
did.
weeks
I'm glad
ago.
you mentioned that. Had it out in the Grove, and thankfully the weather was good. Had a tremendous crowd, and unfortunately the word didn't get out to some of the churches, and we didn't have as large a crowd as we have had. But there was a great gathering of people there for the celebration of the Lord's Supper. So
Our church enjoys that. I'm
Yeah.
just across the street at First
yeah,
Baptist and
mhm,
First Methodist, where all can just walk over
Right,
there.
and
Very
that's good.
nice.
That
Yeah,
was
we've done
good.
that several years.
And we had a
That's
number
great.
of ministers. This is primarily directed by the Ministerial Association of the area, and I was glad to partner with them in that, and the church was too. So
Good.
appreciate
Y'all
that.
have a nice area called the Grove. Is that what
Yes,
you called the?
right.
That's nice. That's
It
great.
is.
Well, we're going to take another commercial break, and then we'll be back to talk a little bit more about First Presbyterian.
Hey, Sylacauga, I'm Dr. Gina, and I want you to join me live every weeknight, Monday through Friday, right here on Channel 47 on the world's first social television show. And it's going to be all about you, whether it's presidential politics or Deflategate. If it's trending, we're going to be talking about it. I want you to join me live every Monday through Friday on Channel 47. Don't miss it. America Trends with Dr. Gina, Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. right here on Channel 47. See you then.
Becoming a driver can be an exciting time for a teen, but it can also be challenging. And at very worst, deadly. Alabama ranks 5th in the number of teens killed in motor vehicle crashes every year. It's the leading cause of death among 16 to 24-year-olds. Alabama's graduated driver license law places restrictions on young drivers to help ensure their safety. Parents, know the law, enforce the law, and be a good example. Remember, the life you save may be your child's.
Hey Birmingham, it's your favorite girlfriend, Ebony Steele, back in my hometown. My show, Coffee with America, is now on WOIL TV 47 4 days a week. Catch me and Sasha Rianda Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 8 a.m. You can also see us Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. We're bringing you the latest in lifestyle, food, entertainment, you name it. We'll see you soon.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell. I'm talking with the pastor of First Presbyterian Church, Reverend Charles Sims. I'm so glad you're my guest today. We have still a lot of things to cover, I know.
Yes, I hope I'm not talking too fast.
No, you're
I have
wonderful.
a tendency to do that sometimes.
That's okay.
I omitted to mention, Mandy, that and to your viewers, that the Presbyterian Church here was established in 1903. It was one of 80 churches, I think, that became part of the Presbytery, which is now the Presbytery of Shepherds in Lapsley, which, interestingly enough, our presbytery is named after 2 of our foreign mission workers.
okay.
One was an African American,
Yes.
and one was, of course, a white man. And they served faithfully and devotedly in the foreign mission arm of our church. And so at one point, a number of years ago, we thought it would be good to name our presbytery after them, which we did, and it bears that name to this day.
That's right. Kind of makes you think back to what the work
Right.
they did to get it established. That's great. Now,
Go ahead.
You had a homecoming.
Yes,
in
indeed.
August.
I attended that event, and Lynn Shirley, who was pastor there for a number of years in its history, came back and gave the message for the day, did an excellent job. And, of course, then there was the feast that followed, which was equally enjoyable. And I sensed that everyone had a wonderful time, and there was a spirit of unity and camaraderie there that was really delightful. And it's a foreshadowment, hopefully, of what's to come when we pass beyond the veil, as they say. So
always nice to have a homecoming. I'm just friends with people on Facebook who came to it, and lots of pictures posted, and just said it was so nice to be back, to get people who've moved off came back.
Right.
Several people from out of town.
Exactly.
Came back,
there were lots and lots of people there. And
wonderful.
It was a great event, and we enjoyed it. And I'm sure that'll be one of the things, like the other programs that I mentioned, it will be carried forward in the coming days. There's a lot of opportunity and mission for locally for our churches, as well as First Pres, and we intend to continue to partner with them. Right now we're in the process of collecting canned goods. I think our assignment is sweet peas for the Presbyterian Church. Of course, the Rotary Club does soup, and they named me the Soup Nazi. And of course, I'm glad to help with that. But then we make our facility available to the Care House in Perriman Hall for them to come and box up or package the baskets that they're going to give out for Christmas.
Oh, that's wonderful. I never thought, you've got to have a lot of room, just tables and lots of room to assemble those.
It's adequate. Our facility is adequate, and we're glad to provide that. And talking with Earl Lewis just recently, he indicated that probably they're going to have around 400 baskets in this year's drive. So we're partnering with them and collecting our division of canned goods and then working with others cooperatively to bring about a good response to meeting the needs of those who have made application for assistance. So
the Care House does such a wonderful job of looking at and trying to help those people, give them exactly what they need.
They do. They really do. And sometimes it's a thankless job. And really it's depressing in a sense to see the needs of some people in a country like ours. It's so blessed with all kinds of material abundance, but there are those, unfortunately, who are not able to meet all their needs, and so this kind of fills a gap, and we're glad that we're there to do it.
Yeah, and the Care House is right on your campus.
Right,
So to speak. That's
sure
great.
is.
Yeah, I've been there several years. Well, I know you said you were in the Rotary Club. Is that right? Is
I'm
that
in
one
the
of the
Rotary
things you're
Club.
involved in, Rotary?
As a matter of fact, I've been president of the Rotary Club here, president of the Rotary Club in Gulf Shores, and I've served in virtually every office that they have, and I've done so. I've been a Rotarian since '72, and it's a great organization. A lot of people don't know it, but we've been one of the leaders in eradicating polio.
Oh my goodness!
We have virtually done away with that dread disease in the world.
Wow.
And we have, of course, expended copious amounts of money, energy, and resources to do with. Bill Gates Foundation has partnered with us in that. Wonderful. And some of the others. But presently I serve as the family of Rotary Chair. And we have a great organization, a great group of men, have a lot of fun. Yeah. And in addition to my duties, I like to fish. I've been able to catch a good many fish in my lifetime. But, of course, the primary focus, as you know, the Lord said, is to be fishers of men.
Oh, that's right.
But I like to wet the hook once in a while and have done so successfully. And
I know you really enjoyed being in Gulf Shores. Did you do much deep sea fishing?
I didn't do I didn't do a whole lot of deep sea fishing. I went out a few times, but that's too much like work, physical work.
You want to just enjoy.
You go for miles and miles and miles, and I've got a member, Clint Collins, who he said sometimes they go 50 and 60 miles out. We never went that far, but some of the boats do, but I enjoy fishing, and I used to play some golf, but when I retired, it's such a frustrating game, and I just decided that there were other things that I could get frustrated about. So.
That's what my husband says. It takes a lot of, you have to play just every day or so to really be good.
I've got some wonderful stories about golf.
Oh, now you say you like to work in the garden.
Well,
work in the yard.
let me say this.
Yes.
My wife Sandra she's got a green thumb, and if you could see her yard right now, it doesn't look too good because we're like a lot of other folks in this community.
Nobody's yard looks really nice.
We're losing a lot of
Yes.
our plants that we have labored to get going. But if she will say, I need 4 bales of pine straw, I'm the guy that gets the 4 bales.
Okay.
I need a hoe dug. I'll try to help her with the hoe. But she's a delightful person, and she does a wonderful job in the home. She's a great homemaker, great lady, and great housekeeper, homemaker, and her yard is beautiful. And I'm glad that I could help her with that.
Oh, good. She is a very sweet lady, one of my favorite people.
Right.
And she's very active in the community, too.
Oh, my
different
goodness.
Things.
Really, I think sometimes she's in too much, but I have, encouraged her to do that, and she's regent of the DAR here in the Marble Valley DAR. She's in the study club, the garden club, and the Red Hat, and she and a group of the ladies meet each week over at the rec center for their crafting and other things. Matter of fact, they just got back from a 7-day trip to Gatlinburg where they chattered and did their art and crafts and had a great time.
How fun.
And anyway, that's as it should be.
Well, good.
And of course, I've been privileged to serve with the Animal Rescue Foundation here, the Beautification Council, and just enjoy doing things like that.
That's great. That's great. Well, we just appreciate all you're doing for our community and what you have done in our community, and just excited that you're at First Presbyterian Church.
Most people say that anyway, Mandy.
First Pres. But it is that is a beautiful church.
It is
beautiful,
indeed.
beautiful.
Well, I tell
building,
people we'd
sanctuary.
love to have you come visit with us. We're open on Sundays.
That's great. That's great. And I can tell you're open. I know you're open during the week for bridges and things like that.
Yes,
That's
we
a
are
wonderful
indeed.
program. But
Right.
thank you so much for being with us.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate
having me.
you being here, and we hope to see you next time on the Library Connection.